Hi everybody and welcome to the PlantStock channel. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jesse. And today I thought it would be a good idea to just take a look at the Very Good Food Company, my thoughts on their latest news that actually came out a couple of days ago. So I'm a little late to the game, but I needed to do some thinking around it. And actually I've had a lot to do. So I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that. And maybe is it time to sell the stock at the moment, considering what's been going on and the latest news. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Guys, if you are new to the channel and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to click that bell button. If you're interested in companies like the Very Good Food Company, Beyond Meat, Tattoo Chef, Oatly, to name a few. We talk about this on a daily basis. If you are interested in actually being part of the free Discord channel, then take a look in the description where we talk about these companies also on a daily basis and where you get 5 market overviews every week. All right, guys, let's get to it. By the way, guys, as you know, I use Seeking Alpha here to actually get the information that I need about the different companies here, different ratings, financial earnings, dividends, all the kind of information you want and all the news that you usually want regarding the company. And you can compare the different companies using Seeking Alpha. So guys, if that's what you're interested in using, take a look down in the description. You get a 50% discount if you want to try it for a month, if you want to try it for a year or 3 years. So take a look down there and I get a commission for this. So the latest news, guys, that I'm sure most of you, if not everyone, are quite familiar with now, which is basically old news, is that they're basically downsizing the company. So we found that out, I think about a week ago or 4 or 5 days ago. They're downsizing the company, and that actually made, just before we found out, the company went up like, I think about 25 to 30% just a few days before, and it kept going up a little. And then after this news, they basically lost all those gains. So about 30, 35 to 40% downtrend after that. And that is obviously that a lot of people are tired of this. So they're basically lowering their production output here and obviously then having to let go of some personnel. We're not getting exact details where this is happening and what plants are actually maybe shutting down, or if it's some lines that are shutting down. We don't have all of that information as of yet, but they're telling us here the kind of like the obvious thing is that the company has experienced greater than expected cash burn in the last several months when it came to trying to scale the operations to meet its growth targets. So this could tell us that when it comes to that huge demand that we've been hearing about for quite some time, that could be that that's actually not happening. And something that probably shocked a lot of us, or a lot of people anyways, is that the management now are trying to figure out how they can increase its cash position and hoping that they will do that without too much dilution, right? And that is an issue, of course, because they just diluted the stocks just a couple of months ago when they got uplisted, right? And for many of us, we were surprised that it did it that fast after. So now talking about dilution, and as we've seen so far, they're not executing very well. What we know, we don't know. We're still waiting for that Q4 report and the earnings call to find out actually how much revenue they have so far. So I know a lot of people are worried about that too, but this is not a good sign, obviously, to some extent, depending on how you look at it, but it's not a good sign for us who have been invested in this company I've been invested in this for about 1.5 years now, and I've followed their journey since their IPO'd, which is soon 2 years. And I've talked about this company nonstop. So obviously, for many of us, this is a bad sign. And one of the reasons why there is so much annoyance now, besides the fact that this is kind of bad news that just came out, is related to that after they did the dilution, then we found out that there was some kind of bank loan between Mitchell Scott and Davison here that they actually took on the stocks, right? And it was supposed to be paid back first in December, but they had to January, and we still haven't heard anything about that. So obviously this gives kind of a shady picture, right? I'm not saying that it is, but we're just not getting enough information. And I know a lot of you guys are very disappointed. And I've seen a lot of things, even in my own Discord as of late, the last couple of weeks, there's a lot of negativity regarding the management, especially Mitchell Scott. People are finding pictures on the net that where it's stating where they're stating that basically Mitchell has been buying a lot of expensive cars. He has too much pay, right? Considering that this is still a small company, right? You should care more about your company and your investors than, pulling out too much money for yourself. And the thing is, we don't know where those pictures are taken. As far as I know, we don't know that. And we don't know if it is his cars and his family's cars. So those are the kind of things we're obviously waiting to hear more about what's going on there. And I'm not sure we'll ever find out, to be honest. And I understand this is a bad look. There's no question about that, considering everything that's happening, that people are worried about their stock. The stock has just been plummeting more and more for over a half a year, right? Personally, I've been wondering, should I sell? I must be honest. When this happened, and I've been one of their most loyal investors, I've probably 80 to 90% of my videos, and there's been a lot of videos, have been supporting the company and being quite bullish. But obviously, I know a lot of people have talked the last couple of months that I'm getting bearish. They seem to think that I'm getting bearish, and they're right. I'm quite bearish now in this company. Can you blame me, really? And I can't blame anyone for being bearish, considering what's been going on in the overall market, but especially with the company, because we're not getting enough transparency. So I have actually been really thinking about selling the stock. I mean, I have off and on, to be honest, to some extent the last couple of months. But as you know, I'm normally a hardcore long-term investor. And part of me, since it's gone down as much as it's done, I've lost so much. I mean, I haven't lost anything as of yet, since I haven't sold one stock as of yet. But that has dropped that much. But now when we got this news, I actually started thinking that it's time to sell, because I'm starting to wonder if there's a possibility here, a real possibility, that the company could actually go bankrupt. And maybe actually, because there's different strategies, the way, even if you're a long-term investor, if you feel that fundamentals are changing, and it's definitely changing in this case, in my opinion, and you don't trust the management as much, and it's kind of hard doing that now for anyone, right? Because again, not enough transparency. Hopefully we'll get that in the interview I'm doing soon with the CEO, Mitchell Scott. We'll talk more about that later. But so obviously I've been thinking about selling it out, and just that little small sum that I have left, put it in one of my conviction stocks. But for now, I guess maybe it's sentimental reasons, that I've been part of this for so long now, that I've been following their journey so much as a YouTuber that's basically reported on everything. So for now, I haven't sold out. I still want to find out more. I just decided that. That's why I've been also wondering what to do. This doesn't mean that anyone should follow my advice or follow what I'm doing here, right? As always, this is not financial advice, guys. These are just what the measures that I'm taking right now, which is non-action at the moment. But I really want to find out more. So hopefully we'll find out more. But with that said, folks, even though I am very disappointed on what's been going on and that the management have been this quiet, and I understand the frustration that I'm seeing in my Discord channel here, guys, where we talk about the Vgfc, the very good food company, of course, but also, guys, that I've seen the Facebook group, a lot of disappointment and on other platforms. So, but, the video that I did, we had a interview about 1-2 weeks ago where I had a friend of mine in the US that actually interviewed the CEO with my questions. A lot of you started saying that there was something with his eyes, the CEO's eyes, kind of looks like maybe he might be on drugs, and we're starting to actually go to that level. Maybe not the best, right? That we're starting to talk about that. Understandable if you're upset to some extent, but again, about their cars, going into his personal character as a person, talking about that he's maybe not vegan or he wasn't vegan 10, 15 years ago or vegetarian. right now, I'm not sure if that really matters at this point, right? We just need this company to work and we need transparency. And was someone in my group here, Joe Bus Life, actually stated something that I wanted to share with you just to give a nuanced perspective. So this is what Joe says here. Quote, I think when they took out loans, they just thought that the stock was going to the moon and that production was going to smoothly ramp up. But then they got hit with the hard reality that the market is crashing and ramping isn't easy. Obviously, he's probably not experienced at investing or running a public company and just was naive to the fact that to run up to $7 wasn't just going to keep going, right? When you feel like everything is succeeding, people can easily convince themselves that doing things like taking a loan out from the company is no big deal when the success are going to be so big. And I think this is true with most people, right? Not that that makes it a good or moral decision on his part, just giving perspective on how he could have been naive and not perfect person rather than having some maniacal plan, right? So quoting here, never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. Now, it's important to highlight that this doesn't excuse anything, right? It doesn't excuse, I'm not trying to excuse the CEO here from what has been happening or the management for that sake, but I'm trying to understand and I'm trying to give him and the management the benefit of a doubt that I don't think there's like a greater scheme here or a bigger plan. I don't know, but for what I've seen, it feels like the management and the CEO right now have been kind of inexperienced when it comes to running a company like this, especially also at the NASDAQ listing, right? So obviously, I'm interested to hear his thoughts on this and hoping that we'll get some answers. So I'm going to interview him now the first week in April or the second week. So I mailed him a couple of days ago and he responded after 2-3 days and seemed really interested in having this interview, which I'm happy about because I have mailed the company, like you know, for about 1.5 years, and I haven't gotten that opportunity, but now I have. So I'm happy about actually being able to talk to him, considering the journey that we'll all have had with the company so far. So folks, I would appreciate if you have some good questions for him regarding the company, then down below, guys, down below in the comments, please give me your best questions and I'll try to bring them with me. Or I will bring them with me, but I'm not sure what kind of questions we can actually ask him. And the same in the Discord, right, guys? If you're not part of the Discord, take a look in the description. It's free. Be prepared that there might be a chance here that depending on the questions you have, I can't ask any kind of questions, right? I mean, I might ask, I'm going to tell him that a lot of investors are disappointed for good reasons, right? We need transparency. What's going on? Please try to explain, giving him a chance to explain the whole situation, right? But yeah, having questions that might be related to him as a character, you know, and about his family and cars and things like that, and if he's been doing drugs, I'm not sure that's going to be very productive here, right? And also, in the mail, I understood from him, guys, I have interviewed other people before. I've interviewed a CEO also from Bush, also a Canadian company, but they're not listed on a bigger listing, right? A bigger stock exchange like NASDAQ. And apparently, according to the CEO, in his letter to me, he said that they need the opportunity to actually review the questions before, so it won't be any issues or points when it comes to their disclosures. And also, because it's a NASDAQ listing, they have special rules also what to talk about. And in the end, they want to have an opportunity to watch the video before I release it, also because of legal reasons. So I haven't had this issue before, obviously, but I haven't interviewed a CEO of a NASDAQ company either. So just so you know what kind of questions we ask him, we probably can't ask anything, right? Or we could ask anything, but it doesn't mean that he or the company or the legal section of the company are going to approve the questions. So just so we are aware of that. All right, folks, that was it for today. I hope you got some value from today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to keep getting more videos like this. And again, join our free Discord channel to talk more about this. And as always, this was not financial advice. These were just my own thoughts and opinions. Hope to see you soon, and peace out.